please welcome the phenomenal Megan Rapinoe. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know you're engaged, but you're so hot. I can't take it.
Oh.
Don't tell Sue I'm just being extremely respectful. I actually hate, it's something I hate when women flirt with married men. I'm like, don't do that. And you're engaged, so I'm not flirting with you, but I just love you and Sue so much. You're both so attractive on the inside, the outside, everything you do in the world. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Hi.
Hi. I'm very excited to be here. I'm nervous.
I'm really excited to speak with you, and we're going to be speaking with your mom later as well. But let's start off with you and Sue. I was really loving your engagement story. Will you tell it, please? You were on vacation and...
We were on vacation, and it's like in typical Megan fashion, it was planned, but there was no plan, if you know what I mean. I have been thinking about it for a long time. I think spending, every waking hour and minute and day for months on end, really solidified that we're not going to kill each other and that maybe we can actually make this work in life. So I had been thinking about it, and we take this amazing vacation with a bunch of our friends. Sue's turning 40, so we're a couple of her friends. So it was just a really special time around people that we loved. And it's like the moment just presented itself. I still don't really have like a proper ring for her, but I'm bucking up against the status quo. So I'm just going to get rid of that. I actually took a band off of my own hand and gave it to her. The water, it was a beautiful time. She had kind of like come swimming over. I was sort of laying on that ledge, and it kind of hit me a little bit. I was like, is this the moment? I'm kind of like talking to myself, like, is this the moment? Is this the moment? I was like, I think this is the moment. And like our friends were sort of paying attention, but not really. So it was like oddly this really intimate, private moment. And then as people sort of started to figure out, there was maybe like 9 of us. Our friend Boots got an incredible picture. That's the actual photo. Thank you for not selling it and making millions or something, Boots. But it really was just a special sort of spontaneous, but also just a really sweet moment.
And yet meant to be, because you had a gold band. I know you're a big jewelry wearer. I am too. I put on this little floral brooch today and lots of rings. So I could get married to 6 people maybe today if I wanted. But I just love that you were able, I think that's so meant to be, that you were able to slip a ring, a gold band off your own hand and present it to her. I just think that's perfect. Now, how do you feel about, not only do you have the best book cover I've ever seen, but your story? I mean, there's so much to who you are: a fighter for equal pay, a fighter for human rights and LGBTQ. You care about voting. I didn't even know where to start with all of the activism that you take on, and it's all here in this book. How do you feel about having this book? Do you like the cover?
You know what? The cover is a funny story. I actually pushed back on the cover a lot. I think it's very different than anything that I have done, and it sort of looks different. It just had this totally different vibe. And I actually went back and forth a few times with the editor, and she was just like, I need to trump you on this. Like, this is amazing, and you look beautiful. And it's a sort of different peek into me than I think any other photo that I've taken has. So I do love it now. I think it's really resonated, and I think it looks really, really good. To have an actual book in the world is so bizarre. I'm like, wait, it's out there? Like, people are reading it. It's like, I obviously knew that the book was written and it was going to be published, but now that it's actually out on the shelves and people are reading it, and then they're telling me that they're reading it, I'm like, this is so like just amazing, but a very surreal feeling in a lot of ways.
I have to say, are you a control freak? Because I am.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. I'm just kind of like, I just sort of let it out there, and I'm like,
Well, I'm glad you let your book editor take the lead on this, because I think it is so striking and beautiful, and it just gets right down to you without a lot of fuss around it. And I think that's what's really interesting.